Hey, what's up YouTube? So, I was playing some Clash Royale and screen recording my gameplay, and I thought it would be a good chance for me to show you guys how you play HoggyQ Mighty Miner. So, in this video, I'm going to be explaining how I played all the matchups, like my thought process, and sort of what the strategy is in order to win these matchups at a pretty high level. I mean, we're at around top 6,000 in the world right now, and I pushed up to almost top 2K, I think, just outside of it, so overall, it was a pretty good push. Not even gonna lie, I was actually watching Netflix in the background whilst this was going on, so I'm surprised. I guess I was just in flow state. So, firstly, about the deck, I'm playing HoggyQ Mighty Miner. I'm using this variation. I think it does really well against the new Bandit card. I've forgotten entirely what it's called, but it's really, really good against this Bandit card. It kind of just melts it, and even when they pop abilities, it has enough HP to like withstand it. So in this matchup, I'm playing against Miner Poison. I haven't done anything too crazy as of yet. I'm kind of just protecting the cannon here. And I managed to get back to my Mighty Miner, which is awesome. This deck is honestly really, really good. Like, whilst I've been playing it, I haven't really found a single, like, horrible matchup. I would say if you're playing a Three Musketeers player, like a bridge spam deck, you're probably going to lose. But anything else, and that as well is a very uncommon deck. Anything other than that, you're pretty much good to go. I mean, you'll most likely win. So here I get a nice damage lead. So far in this matchup, what I'm trying to do is just make sure I catch his miners. So that's either with like Ice Spirit Skellies or Mighty Miner. You really want to try and mitigate as much of the miner damage as possible throughout the matchup. And what I'm thinking about, and low-key because I was watching Netflix, this was all just happening subconsciously, but what you're trying to do is keep track of his cannon and then just outcycle him as much as possible. I'm running E-Spirit in this deck. You can run Ice Spirit, there's not really, it's kind of either or, you can kind of choose. But honestly, I really do like running E-Spirit, especially because the bats are kind of prevalent at the moment, so it's kind of up to you. Evo Skellies. Okay, I already know the comments going to be filled like, why are you using Evo Skellies? Okay, Evo Skellies in this meta, when every single human being is running like this Prince Giant deck, or against the Boss Bandit, or against like literally anything, I can't tell you how good it is in the meta right now. Like, I feel like it's low-key underrated. Okay, here I kind of messed up. I went E-Spirit on the right side. I definitely should have gone E-Spirit on the left, and I wouldn't have taken basically any damage. But I kind of had to just sacrifice Cracker. But you can see how I'm still recovering, right? I'm still just keeping my calm. I'm not, like, throwing the game. Mighty Miner in the middle always. I'm logging Spear Goblins. I know I have my Evo Skelly selected because I know he's going to use the ability. My god, it's so broken. The new card, by the way, is hella broken. But, yeah. This guy goes for a really nice cannon outside of EQ range, but I predict his Evo Skellies. Or just normal Skellies. He goes Evo Bat. This, honestly, for some reason, I just didn't pay attention. I thought the bats would die. I have 3-card cycle, so I'm gonna go Hog in the right lane, and I'm just gonna we're always just gonna try and prediction Earthquake. Because I mean, chances are he's gonna mess. So here I go because I know he's not gonna go Skellies. He's gonna go with his bats. He already used his Skellies on the left side. So again, just really nice prediction plays. You can see how aggressively I'm cycling. Go for a Hog, just prediction Earthquake. If he goes for an Earthquake, I mean he went for a cannon, but just prediction log again. It's just this guy's got predicted 3 times in a row. This is just keeping track of his cycle, applying pressure. You can see how normally against minor matchups with any Hog deck, you usually play your cannon next to your tower, because if they poison it, then you just can freely cycle Firecracker. At this point, it's the point in the game where you're meant to just spell cycle, and I know I'm up enough, and I have 3-card cycle going. That's another thing, when you're spell cycling, make sure you abuse 3-card cycle in triple. In this case, it was double, but yeah, use it in triple. This next matchup, I've kind of forgotten. What am I playing against? Okay, so let's just go for it. He uses Zap, so I know it's an Evo Zap, and the first thing I'm always trying to do is identify his deck. I have no idea why I made this play. Don't do this. This was stupid. Going Mighty Miner Hog first play is not the smartest thing, but it worked out, and he's playing this. See, this stupid. Oh, this was so bad. Yeah, the start of this game was not the best. I mean, I am up tons of damage. Like, if you just look at the damage, this was a great start. But I definitely made some mistakes, which are kind of obvious. I mean, you can kind of just see it. It probably won't happen again if I played the matchup, but is what it is. He has Bomber, so again, Another thing is you just want to kind of cycle cards that you know are meant to be like, okay, this was good. Like, you see how it instantly popped the bomb. Okay, there's so much to talk about with this play. When you're using Mighty Miner, this is the biggest tip. I want you guys to really just remember this tip, is that when you're using a Mighty Miner deck, if your Mighty Miner is going to die for sure if it goes into a push, that's kind of when you should use the bomb to go to the other lane in order for it to survive. Like if you play a Mighty Miner in the back and they respond with a P.E.K.K.A. in the back, or a Prince in the back or something, where it's just not going to get any value, you shouldn't, there's no point just letting it die. Put it in the other lane, and now they're forced to spend even, that's why the Mighty Miner is so good, is that it just constantly forces out Elixir. In this matchup, it's a bit less effective to do it because they've got Dagger Duchess, and if I switch lanes, Dagger Duchess does Dagger Duchess things. But, like, for example, if you rewind back to the player where I started this whole monologue, the Mighty Miner was going to die to the Lumberjack and the Bomber, but I instantly popped the bomb so that the bomb would kill it all off, but the Mighty Miner still stays alive. See, I go for this high firecracker so that when this thing pops, you see how the rage is far away from my tower so it doesn't actually connect? Okay, one shot, but you know, it doesn't really like lock on. So when you're playing against Evo Lumberjack, play your like cards up high so that once it dies, it doesn't run straight onto your tower. Mighty Miner, so this is kind of the placement for the Mighty Miner, and then what I tried doing was, yeah, I mean, the thing is, because I cycled the cannon early, I mean, this is, I think that, yeah, I mess up here. Yeah, Prince is so broken. Prince is so broken, it's just not even funny. There's a reason why every pro is calling for it to be banned, or for it to be nerfed on Twitter. But yeah, anyway, Mighty Miner again is just, it's just so nice playing this deck. Like now I'm kind of in spell cycle range, but I've lost so many. You want to be really careful with spell cycling. Like if you're at like 600 damage, if you just try going, you know, Earthquake and what do you call it? If you go for Earthquake Log and you don't have Elixir and they have a push going, like you're just gonna lose. So patience is key. Really nice cannon. I just decided to change up the placement. I know he's got lightning, so A, I didn't want it to hit the lightning, and B, I mean, he played a bomber, so it sniped it, which was pretty nice. I still go for this second cannon, and yeah. I mean, there's really not much to say here other than just make sure you're protecting your firecrackers in that matchup. Just do what I did, basically. I didn't do anything crazy last game. You can rewatch it. But yeah, generally it's just about control. Okay, so I don't go E-Spirit at the bridge because I don't want to give him a free King Tower. I catch his Miner, which is great. See, I'm not going for a hog. I'm just play chill. Wait for him to do something. Okay, I pop my ability. I think do I mess up the King Tower? Yeah, here I kind of was too slow. I wasn't really locked in. I should have got King Tower there. But it's okay. You see how, that's another big point, is that whenever you go hog on offense, I want you guys to just hover your Earthquake. Especially when you don't know their deck at the start. If they go for a cannon, just Earthquake. You know, just get the you see how I got damage because I reacted quickly enough? If I didn't, I wouldn't have gotten damage. Now I know he just played his cannon, so I just go for a hog, like, okay bro, what have you got? And just by the way, judging by his cards, I was like fairly confident he didn't have Tornado. If he had Tornado, I wouldn't have done that. But, you know, he goes for Fire, like, who plays Firecracker, who plays Knight, Firecracker, Nado? It's not really a deck. I think, do I get King Tower here, or do I mess it up? Yeah, I messed it up, and I didn't even realize during the game. It was like later on in the game, I was like, where the hell is my King Tower? But, I swear guys, I'm not always that newbie. I don't know how I messed it up twice, but... Anyway, I go for a Mighty Miner. I'm just saving my Evo Skellies. I mean, I don't really want to waste it. I see, look here, I predict his Evo Firecracker. I was locked in. He did it once, the first time, and I was like, second time's not going to happen. So I predicted it, switching lanes. Hog. I think that was like the worst Earthquake of all time. My finger slipped, I didn't hit the tower, and I didn't hit the cannon. But the thing is, I was in such a good position. That is, I mean, it's just game over at this point. As long as I'm playing solidly enough, this should be over. Again, I don't want to waste my cycle cards. I might as well just cycle a Firecracker, so that's kind of what I do. I wouldn't say this is the best Firecracker because I didn't really want it to change lanes, so that was kind of a mistake. I'm letting the Knight connect, probably not the best. He messes up his cannon. And that's basically all she wrote, you know, oh, look at this, this was a really nice play. Look at that Earthquake. I knew he was going to go in, and I was like, instead of trying to get tower damage, which is I think what 99% of players would have done, I didn't go for it. And you see here how I don't swap Mighty Miner lanes, even though it's the lower tower, because I did it last time, he's expecting me to predict his firecracker, which is why I purposefully don't. There are a lot of mind games in Clash Royale, you see. There's a lot more that goes into this than I think the average player notices when watching gameplay. Here I think I take some damage, but really I don't think it matters all that much. I mean, yeah, I do take some damage, but I take his tower. 10 seconds left, and yeah, GG's. Really nice game. Really well controlled is what I would say. Continuing on, so again, the first thing we want to do is identify his deck, and the first thing I'm going to cycle is my Evo cards. I love Mighty Miner because it's just so good against annoying cards like the Ghost, you know? And especially, people like forgot that the Mighty Miner got buffed. I think I popped the ability here. See, look, this is a good example as to why I popped the ability. If I didn't, he wouldn't have to do anything. And then I even go for this E-Spit. Oh, that was, by the way, guys, that was like a beautiful prediction. This log is definitely an overcommit. I wouldn't recommend doing it. There's no need. I should have just hit the tower or waited. But anyway, I'm being aggressive. The matchup right now is obviously Royal Giant. The question is, what Royal Giant deck is he using? I didn't know what he was using at the time, but I can let you guys know this is RG Lightning, which is actually a pretty tough matchup in general. But the way I know you win RG Lightning is having really good Mighty Miner. So that's what I do here. By the way, when you're playing this matchup, you need to keep track of his Fisherman. I let his Fisherman pull my Mighty Miner. Normally I would stop it. The reason being I knew I could defend his RG, and also mainly because I wanted the Mighty Miner to kill the Ghost, which is actually the most annoying card in this deck. Like, the Ghost is literally their win condition half the time. Here he goes for an RG. I mean, as perfect a defense as possible. I mean, you can't do anything other than this. And yeah, I do take one RG hit at the end of this, but all things said and done, I mean, one RG hit is fine. I know the way in which you win this is when you get the chance, when they don't have their Fisherman in cycle, you can just Mighty Miner directly on top of the Royal Giant. And then the other way in which you win is by just stacking firecrackers, like protecting it a lot and just not letting it die for no reason. Like here, I'm not just gonna let the Ghost kill it. I'm gonna protect it, even with the Hog. I'm going with a Hog. I mean, the Ghost manages to go back, but I managed to get the Ghost away from my firecracker. So anyway, I made him spend tons of extra elixir that he probably didn't want to spend. Again, he has it in cycle, so again, I have to firecracker first, then I go for a cannon, then I go Mighty Miner because I know he doesn't have anything to pull it. He goes for a Hunter on offense, which gives me a free Hog on offense. I get 2 hits, which is actually pretty wild. Evo Hunter is just, like, in some decks, it's really, really strong, like this one. Also, that Monk RG deck is also crazy strong. Yeah, I don't know why I popped Mighty Miner ability. I guess, you know what, it kind of worked out. It kind of stalled the Fisherman as well. So, you can see what I was trying to go for here. Log, just try and make sure this RG doesn't get any damage. Of course, we all know that's like literally impossible because RGs are just busted. But I now have firecrackers and I'm just like, okay, it's go time. Now the Fisherman's distracted. I've just got a Hog. I'm going to log his guards, place guards. I think, do I even Earthquake? Yeah, I even Earthquake. Don't know if I probably shouldn't have Earthquake. It's kind of overkill. 3 extra elixir, I probably should just stack up for our defense. But again, here I think I just go in because I know he doesn't have Fisherman and he just used his Hunter. So, yeah. Gives me a Hog hit. I don't know why he played Hunter low. That was a mistake by him. Here I go for Mighty Miner. Do I pop the bomb? I'm not sure. But overall, this defense was really clean as well. I mean, given how tough it is to defend, like, lightning and all of this other crap, I'm pretty happy. I can't believe that Hunter connected to my tower. But now I'm just like, okay, keep the Hunter back with an Earthquake. Like, look at this. That was actually, do you see how genius that play was? You keep the Hunter back and he's not expecting it, and then he's just like, oh, it's too late for a Fisherman. Because even if he went for Fisherman, it's too late. My Hog gets 2 hits. And that's already a good game. Really nice play. A lot of mind games going on in that matchup. So here is this guy's got Cannoneer, Evo Bat, so I'm immediately thinking Mortar, and basically instantly my suspicions are confirmed because, I mean, there's literally only one deck in the game that plays these cards. I go for a Mighty Miner. Probably should have gone for it earlier. I don't know why it took me so long. But I'm ready for him to... He should have used his ability. He doesn't, so I'm glad. I sort of just let this go. You guys can kind of see... I mean, this was just a bad Goblin Gang by him. He should have just done nothing. I don't know why he did anything. Go for an E-Spirit, you can't get King Tower off of it. Skellies, if you didn't know, one of the Skellies always gets a shot against Cannoneer if left untouched. Earthquake, you don't have to do anything because I have a Hog and an Earthquake, so I let it go. I'm cycling more logs. Again, E-Spirit's really nice in this matchup. Another reason I use E-Spirit. I kind of use E-Spirit because Ice Spirits, like those matchups where you need the Ice Spirit, which is usually beatdown decks, you can kind of win against them anyway. It's usually these matchups where the games tend to be a lot closer, like cycle matchups and things like this. Also, King Tower is irrelevant because they're going to get King Tower off of your Firecracker anyway. So, yeah. So, okay, I just cycle a Firecracker. I mean, I got quite nice value from it. Hit another Firecracker shot, really good value again. And at this point, it's like everything's dead. And my Mighty Miner has damage, is at HP on the left, so he has to respond. I thought he was going to go for a Mortar. So that's why I went for an Earthquake. The one problem is because I was watching Netflix whilst playing is I was not keeping track of cycle, and that was a pretty big mistake. But you guys can see how I recover this. I think it's actually quite nice. First of all, that Firecracker gets a hit and hits his tower, which is nuts. But against Mortar decks, if you have to let anything lock, let the Mortar lock. Not an Evo Mortar, but a normal Mortar you can let lock because it doesn't do that much damage. So I kind of prioritize defending the cannon cart. Yeah, we get a nice Hog. E-Spirit, perfect E-Spirit gets me an extra Hog hit, and you can already kind of just see, I mean, here, high Mighty Miner just distract everything, great Earthquake. Do I pop the bomb? Probably not. Okay, I guess I didn't need it, so yeah, I didn't even pop the bomb. Didn't need it. Just really nice defense, honestly. Just going Hog again. I have Earthquake for his Goblin Gang if he plays it. Gives me good value, good enough value on his Spear Goblins. You can see it just keeps that Firecracker alive just for long enough that it remains annoying. Here I was just too slow. I should have just played Mighty Miner in the middle. E-Spirit is again, like, look at the E-Spirit. It's so nice. Dealing with all those like loose bats that are often around. Great Earthquake. Like, you see how if I didn't Earthquake, my Firecracker was not going to deal with all of those Skellies. So yeah, good Earthquake. And I mean, that's basically it. Again, this is not too hard a matchup. The real difficulty is dealing with Cannon Cart. And as long as you're just cycling your Firecrackers and making sure they don't kill it for free, you'll probably be fine. Because they have loads of bait cards. So, yeah. Alright, next game. I'm splitting Skellies in the back. Same routine, just cycling. You don't always want to cycle Firecracker. To be honest, here, if I was playing sensibly, I probably would have just cycled my Earthquake. Usually because, what if they're playing Balloon? And I just cycle the Firecracker and I just lose by like a LavaLoon play opposite lane. But anyway, he's playing arrows, he's got guards. I believe at this point, I don't even remember. I'm guessing it's lava. But you can play along with me. That's kind of like how you identify decks. Yeah, I think it's lava. So I go for this in the back. It is same lane. Again, like I said, I gave you that advice earlier. If it's going to die anyway, change lanes. So here I use the bomb. I'm sure I used the bomb. Yeah, I used the bomb just to get a little bit of damage on the Inferno. And then I pop it the other lane, forces him to respond. Mighty Miner has a lot of HP. So look, if I'd let it die, it would have done nothing. Instead, it kills a whole Valk and tanks for my Hog to get so much damage. Like, oh my god. Crazy damage. Again, that was just really nice play and punishing his mistakes. E-Spirit, I think I log as well, because you don't really want to take like 2-3 Valkyrie hits. I mean, if you can avoid it, then why not? He goes for Lava in the back, so first I go Skelly's Mighty Miner. Again, I'm keeping track of his cycle, and I know that like I can really abuse his cycle. Unfortunately, that Skelly Drag does connect, but I have 3-card cycle, so I go for my Firecracker. I need to abuse the 3-card cycle. I popped the bomb, because I was thinking it still has enough HP to do a lot of damage on the right. Don't know if I really should have popped the bomb. This whole, like, sequence, like, realistically, if I was doing this again, I would go Firecracker on the outside. Don't know why I played it on the inside. Like, there's a few things that could be improved for sure in this. And also the Mighty Miner bomb. Don't know why I popped it, really. But we defend, you know, it's not the end of the world. We defend. We're in a good spot because the left side I guaranteed can take. I'm not really worried, but this is more than likely going to be a two-tower game. Um, I could have maybe tried to defend the firecracker, but it's better to just not defend it than try and defend it and fail. If you try and defend it and fail, then your mighty mine is also dead, and you basically just threw the game. So here I just prioritize attack. Like, I'm not really too fussed about trying to defend too much. I think I defend though in the end. Yeah, I actually do manage to defend with a king tower. Wouldn't really have mattered. I mean, I guaranteed him taking his left tower, and his right tower is so low that shouldn't matter. He goes all out trying to take my right tower, which, I mean, a bit overkill. And now, this is a good play. So I go for my Mighty Miner. I know he only has guards, so I go Prediction Log, Prediction Earthquake onto them. He doesn't respond again in time. You can't really, if I predict you. That's a dead Valk, and that's GG's. On to this final game against Master Yoda. He's using the Dagger Duchess, which is, FYI, still way too broken. Cycling a log, he goes Magic Archer. So already I don't like this matchup. If they have Magic Archer, it's either Bridge Spam or it's a NATO Miner deck, both of which are sucky matchups. I don't really remember what he's playing. Yeah, he's got some Ram Rider Bridge Spam, or just Spam deck. This one's not so bad. Of all the decks that have, you know, Magic Archer, I'll take this. I don't know if I go in. I kind of wanted to see what he does. Yeah, he has Monk. So you go for an early, I went for an early Firecracker. It's kind of the same play you do against the Queen, is that you go for it up early, so you get some damage, or you force him to pop the ability early. I go for this E-Spirit. Kind of wish I'd logged and got King Tower off of the log, reflecting off the Monk. You can do that if you didn't know. This is some somewhat creative defense. I think I popped the ability way too early here. Yeah, I shouldn't have popped it anywhere near that early. It should have done a lot more damage to the Lumberjack and then pop it. That was a really silly mistake. I don't know why I did that, but I mean, all things considered, we haven't lost the game. And this is just tough in general. Like, just dealing with all the spam. You don't have a good, like, solid troop that can deal with it. I don't have any real splash. I mean, Firecracker, if you do it properly, is splash, but it's hard to get right against all of the fast-moving troops and bridge spam. I go for a hog. I'm just hovering a Firecracker in case he plays like barbs or something, but he doesn't have barbs. He goes for a really weird Ram Rider. Like, I know why he went Ram Rider, but he's using Dagger Duchess, so he probably should have spent more elixir defending. He's even like 3 free hits. Again, you see how I'm cycling my Firecracker in the left lane, because once it's finished defending, it's going to continue on in the left, which is really what I want. I don't want it to just die. I don't manage to get the hog in front of this Firecracker, but honestly, it's not a big deal. It actually kind of helps. I think I get a hog here, do I? No, because he plays so much stuff. But I did manage to get rid of his Marcher, which is big news. Delay the log to make sure the Barb dies first, and then I get my Evo Skellies down. And now I'm just aggressively cycling. A little E-Spirit in the middle just to tank a couple hits so that maybe some Evo Skellies survive. They almost do, not quite. And now we have to defend this kind of ridiculous push. So first I go for Mighty Miner just because I know I need to pop the bomb. He goes for his Marcher at the bridge, so I go Cannon to snipe it. This, I meant to play it one tile to the left, but I didn't quite manage to get it down, and I get a cannon instantly on the right side. 3 card cycle saved me, and good Firecracker positioning as well completely saved this defense. Also, you can see throughout the video how bad my internet is. I was kind of playing in a different place. Internet was really sucky. And so there's so much delay. Like there I should have caught this was, what is this? I don't know why, for some reason I hope the log would push back the Marcher. But you see how I'm still defending it? Because you can't really let your Firecrackers just die for nothing. They're so hard for him to deal with that it's kind of my trump. He wastes his Monk in the right side, so I just go all in. Hoping to get some damage. Because I know that, I mean, I should be able to defend, you know. He almost gets his Monk onto my tower, but really I'm worried about the left side, because I know that my Mighty Miner can even deal with his Ram Rider, but a full HP Goblin Brawl on your tower is just going to call it GG's. Pop the ability just to defend. I go for my Skellies low, I go for Firecracker to deal with everything. I have 2 Firecrackers now on the field. I hog. I think a prediction, yeah, I mean it's not really a prediction, it's just Earthquake his Goblin Cage. But this is the real thing, is that I'm not sleeping. I go for this really nice firecracker to get enough chip damage to where I can just basically apply pressure with a hog, and there's nothing he can do. Cannon up high so that he can't do anything funky, and he doesn't have Ram Rider, and he doesn't have anything. GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.